Good morning, everyone. This is Deborah Clutter, and Happy New Year. This is 1/1/2024. So I thought I'd have another morning rambling and show you a couple of other things that I have been doing. So remember, I talked a little bit about the pin cushions I had done. So I want to show you those. And these are with other people's patterns. And I can't remember, this might be Sweet Pea. I'll have to go look it up. But they're cute little chickens. And these have the crushed walnut or whatever shells in them. And I just needed some small pin cushions, so when I'm hand sewing, I have a place to put my pins because I stick them in the blanket sometimes. That's probably not a good idea. So I made these little pin cushions. So this is the chicken one I made, and here is a really cute little sheep, and I think it's really cute. I used Minky for the sheep inside. And this one is Sweet Pea. This is a little dog. Now, it's just the design is from Sweet Pea. I mean, I just added the squares, to make it into a pin cushion. It's really not that hard. I mean, I can give you the squares if you want to put any kind of 4x4 design in here. And here's the cat. And I'm not really sure who did these. Maybe Sweet Pea again. But there's a whole bunch of different cats, and I thought those turned out really cute. So those are the pin cushions. So I mean, I could have a video and tell you exactly where I got the patterns from to make the pin cushions. I mean, I collect a lot of embroidery designs and I never stitch them out. So I'm really bad about that. I'm like a collector of things, but I don't do anything with them, especially digital stuff. I collect photos and PDFs and all kinds of crazy stuff. So yeah, if I lose my computer, then yeah, I'm hosed. And also, I did this bag right here. Remember I did the video for this bag? I did make this bag where you can use a number 5 zipper. I had somebody request that, and so I do have this with a number 5 zipper if anybody wants it. Send me an email. If I get a chance, I'll try to put it, this one included in the other video with the number 3 zipper. And I also did this bag with a number 5 zipper that I haven't tested out yet. So I'll have to test it before I put it out. I don't want anybody, messing up their machine because I did something wrong. And I also made this bag where it's just a regular zip that you do in the hoop and not one of, it's more like this kind of zipper, so it's not the complicated true top zip, which I absolutely love, but I think this is probably easier for a lot of people. So I did make this bag with this kind of zipper in it. And so I just need to test that out also and put that out for you guys. So last couple of days I've been 3D printing a bunch of stuff. I 3D printed a bunch of long arm clips for the bobbins for my long arm group. And then I made a bunch of binding holders for the ladies, and this is a little bit bigger one than I normally make. This is my original one, and I actually just redesigned this and I made these a little bit longer so it hold more. I bought this one from the quilt store, and this is kind of what this one is based off of, something like this. They're not exactly the same, but the same kind of concept. And these are okay. They hold a lot of binding. They're just a lot bigger than like my original one. And I kind of like the small one. I collect a lot of these bindings, and then after a while I'll just sew them together and use them on a quilt as scrappy binding. So I just made these longer, and I'm going to print it out later and see what it looks like, and I'll probably go back to using these, but I did make some of these for the ladies. This one is $10, by the way. This one cheap. So, and then you remember when I was talking about my paper piecing that I'm doing, so here is an example. This is I have like, I don't know, 24 of these I had to do, and I've done some of them, but they do have they have 24 sections in them, so they got a lot, so it takes a long time to finish one of these. And so I still have quite a few of them I still need to do. So, oh, and the block that I have up here is one of my orphan blocks, and this is a pattern that I made a long time ago, and I made the block, and that was about as far as I went. And this one is kind of a variation of the star snowflake one that's in my video. It has the same center, but it has a different border around it. So it's almost the same pattern, just with a different border or crown. These are called crowns. And I think this one turned out really pretty. So maybe one of these days I'll do a video on that. So I also went and I had a bunch of my 3D printed seam rippers, and I put glitter on them. I don't know if you can see that, but I found this because normally I would paint them with like fingernail polish, but I found this glitter paint at the hardware store, so I tried it last night, and all it does is it helps hide some of the imperfections from the 3D printing. And so these are the seam rippers that have a seam ripper, and then it has a stiletto on the other side. And I used to buy these kits for $7.49. They're $9, almost $10 now. I did just order some, so if anybody wants a seam ripper, I might have some available. So here's another one. Here's a copper one. I think it turned out really pretty. This one has a tight rope. My son helped me make all these spirals in Blender a long time ago, and so I haven't used Blender in years, so I don't exactly remember how to do these, but I mean, I still have the files, so I can redo them. And then here's another one. So they're all a little bit different. The spirals are different on each one. And I think they turned out really pretty with the little glitter on it, and I like them. And these are all my personal ones. Like I said, I had printed these. I thought about selling them. I'm a terrible saleswoman. So I have used all of these, and I like them because they're really sharp, and so I have them all over. There's probably some more upstairs. I don't know for sure. They're probably somewhere. So let me put those down. Whoop, they're all rolling on the floor. So I did finish my Christmas quilt yesterday, and I put borders on it, or sashing, and it's Michael Miller's Fairy Frost. And I went and got this at the little quilt store over in Hill City where I live, and the Farmer's Daughter. So if you're watching, I got this from your quilt store. And so I put the sashing on. So I think it's like 58 by 80, and I just want it throw size. So I'm done. I just need to make the backing for it. And I did use my other star that I messed up on and put it in here, so can't really see it. So it's a little bit big, and I'm really close to the camera. So another thing I've been working on is I bought a bunch of blocks from the quilt store, Betty's Quilt Store, that is closing, and I saw the stack of these vintage grandma's flower garden blocks, and I'm like, I want those. How much for those? And she's like, I don't know. So they had to go rush around and try to figure out how much these were. And there was a couple of stacks. So I think there's 20, 24 of the bigger ones like I have here, and then there's some smaller ones. But I can make 2 throw size quilts with them, and I just have to sew them together. So that's what I've been doing, is hand sewing them all together. And I will show you the finished quilt one of these days when I get it finished. It really doesn't take that long to hand sew these. I hand sewed these a lot, so it's really not that big of a deal. And you will not be able to tell my stitching from her stitching, which her stitching is pretty small too. The only thing I didn't like is that she stitched all the way to the edge of each one of these hexagons and didn't leave any room to, so when you join them, you really need to stitch away from the edge. But I've been working around it, so I think it'll be really pretty. I like her blocks and they're really cute. And then it needs all to be washed when it's done, but I think it's turning out pretty good. I still got quite a few of them to do. And so, yeah, I think don't have anything else to show you. So I gotta clean my sewing room again today and get it a little bit straightened up. I got company coming over tomorrow, and hopefully that, like I said in the last video, hopefully that goes okay. I get really nervous around other women, and I don't know. just weird, I guess. I've worked around men all my life, so it's strange for me. So yeah, I get nervous. And so anyway, I gotta clean up my sewing room. I gotta make 2 more bowl cozies for my sister, because I gave away the ones she wanted. So I have to do that before I leave. So I will get that done for you, sister, I promise. And oh, I have one more thing I want to show you. So I did start this quilt a long time ago. Gosh, it's been, I don't know, 4 years. And it was supposed to look like this. And this is something I designed. And it's a paper piece quilt. And I did a few of the blocks, and all of these are fussy cut and paper pieced, which is kind of tricky. But I made myself a little template so I could do that. And now that I think about it, it was like a paper template, so I could probably make a 3D template when I get back to doing this. But the problem I ran into was when I went to go join these little melons together. I originally had them where it was just one piece, and I was just going to curve piece each side. And for whatever reason, it just wasn't working out for me, so I ended up splitting them and then sewing them into blocks like this. And I'm not sure if I'm really happy with that either, because now I have all of these are going to be another block when you put it together, and they're all going to be the same color. And in my pattern, they are different colors for each one of these. You can't really see it, but those are the centers where they join together. So I don't know, I really want to kind of finish this up. These are really beautiful. All the little blocks are so pretty. And here's another one. And so I should finish it. I just gotta decide how I want to do the melons on this. I mean, I went back and forth, and then that's a lot of applique that's supposed to go on the side. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that they're really pretty, and fussy cutting these for paper piecing is really not as hard as you would think it is, but it does take a little bit more time. So I have that little project. Who knows if I'll ever get it finished, but hopefully one of these days. So I hope you guys have a beautiful and wonderful New Year's, and I'll see you again. Maybe if I have another day, I want to do another rambling. So see you guys. Thanks.